Good morning, folks. Welcome to another daily devotional. The subject that we're going to deal with today is a subject that I struggle with. It's the subject of patience. Lynn jokes sometimes and says that whenever God was handing out patience, the queue was so long that I decided to leave. Our verse this morning is verse 7 of Psalm 37. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Remember the context of these words. The psalmist is looking around him and he sees wicked people getting on well in life and not being punished for their sin, while at the same time it seems to him godly people seem to be suffering despite their godliness. And this was causing the psalmist to fret. He was impatient. He wanted to see the wicked get their comeuppance, and he wanted to see it happening now. He didn't want to wait. He wanted and he expected God to act immediately. Now, in time, the psalmist came to realise that such impatience was wrong, and what he should do, and thus what he actually advises his readers to do if they're fretting, is that they must be still before the Lord and not be impatient, but rather wait patiently for him. Most of us are not very good at being still before God and woefully bad at waiting for him. There's so much to distract us today, and life can be so very busy that we have to admit we find it difficult to be still before the Lord. The moment we try to set aside time in order to quietly have fellowship with God, what do we discover? All sorts of thoughts about other things that we need to do come flooding into our minds. Of that shopping to do, of the washing to hang out, the grass needs cut, that door needs fixed, I have to phone such and such a person, I need to have a look at that light in the car that has come on to see what's wrong with it. The world in which we live is not an easy place, and the 21st century is not an easy time to be still before the Lord. But brethren, we need times of stillness. We need times when we are alone with God and spending time with him. We need also to wait patiently for him, to wait for God to act in whatever circumstances we find ourselves. We want things to happen, and we want them to happen now. And we tend to expect God to work according to our time frame. As I said earlier, I still haven't really learned very well the grace of patience. I want to see things happening quickly. I want to see people being saved now. I want to see attendances at church improving quickly. I want to see people who haven't come to church for months or for years coming back, and I want to see it happening this Sabbath. I want to see that problem with my car that needs fixed being fixed by the mechanic today. Jobs that need done about the house, I want to see them completed. But the fact is that the plans and purposes of God develop according to God's time frame. And God's time frame is often much slower than ours. Philip Brooks, from a past generation, was very irritable one day, pacing up and down. A friend noticed it and asked him, "Mr. Brooks, why are you so irritable?" And Brooks answered, "The trouble is, I'm in a hurry, but God isn't." One thinks of the patience demonstrated by men like William Carey, who ministered for 7 years in Burma before he saw his first convert. The same is true for Adoniram Judson. He too ministered for 7 years before he saw someone being saved. Friends, we need to reflect on and we need to take heed to the psalmist's instruction here in verse 7. Be still before the Lord. Wait patiently for him. John Calvin once said, "No place for faith. There is no place for faith if we expect God to fulfill immediately what he promises." Be still before the Lord. Wait patiently for him. May the Lord bless you this weekend, and may you have a blessed Sabbath day.